You. Against the Northern Lake, along with guys' names on kind of Randolph's getting the headlines because
he was at Duluth East for 30 days. Because they take care and they don't. He really appreciates that about it, but you know, again, he's coming from programs at St. Thomas Academy more recently, and then Duluth East before that.
East Grand Forks out on the ice. They're 13-13-2. They were ranked 11th in the state. Who stands in front of them?
And now this is does have a long-standing tradition. They've been here before, although they play a tough, they play a tough schedule, and they had to go through Warroad and beat them finals.
This is the first appearance for North. They've had 2 shutouts already. Sousa has 8 shutouts this year. We could see the 3rd tonight.
That's fantastic when you get into hopefully standing on their head, and we're due for.
You know, they did the seeding all the way through. At the end of the best man.
Well, and I think East Grand Forks has a little more firepower. Back and number 20. They played. Ready to defend and be a stronger East Grand Forks.
Let's meet the players and head down. The announcer here at the XL Energy Center.
Good evening, hockey fans, and welcome to the 81st Annual Minnesota State High School League Boys Hockey Tournament. Our 4th Class A quarterfinal features the champions of Section 6 with a record of 19-8-1. Let's welcome the Northern Lakes Lightning. Against the champions of Section 8 with a record of 13-13-2, the East Grand Forks Green Wave. Before we meet the teams, let's meet the East Grand Forks cheer team. Adriana Gregoire, Kaylee Owalski, Abby Botko, Morgan McDonald, Maya Kostad, and Ella Maselt. Now it's time to meet the Lightning. Sophomore goalie number 1, Sam Suya. Sophomore defenseman number 4, Kyler Ricola. Sophomore defenseman number 5, Derek Berg. Senior forward number 6, Finn Fogarty. Senior forward number 7, Easton Anderson. Senior forward number 8, Anthony Knowles. Senior forward number 9, Jerome Martin. Junior forward number 11, Sutton Sullivan. Sophomore defenseman number 12, Cody Nybacher. Senior defenseman number 13, Preston Burness. Junior forward number 14, Jacob Peterson. Sophomore forward number 16, Josiah Ryer. Junior defenseman number 19, Leighton Cable. Sophomore forward number 23, Landon Carty. Senior forward number 24, Drew Paulbeck. Senior defenseman number 25, Wyatt Ballmer. Sophomore forward number 26, Griffin Hanna. Sophomore defenseman number 27, Grant Roche. Sophomore forward number 29, Parker Fulton. And junior goalie number 31, Hunter Moreland. The assistant coach is Tom Klein. Head coach, Mike Randolph. Now let's meet the Green Wave. Soccer goalie number 1, Noah Shinley. Senior defenseman number 2, Cole Peace. Junior defenseman number 4, Bodie Schmaltz. Junior forward number 6, Tucker Lovejoy. Senior forward number 7, Hunter Barnson. Senior forward number 8, Jordan Nowaski. Senior forward number 9, Jace Van Elst. Junior forward number 10, Braden Overgaard. Senior defensive number 11, Judd Pesh. Junior forward number 12, Wyatt Corpse. Junior forward number 14, Nolan Mellibrook. Senior forward number 15, Cooper Hills. Senior forward number 16, Noah Freeze. Sophomore forward number 17, Jace Panzer. Junior defensive number 18, Cole Schmiedeberg. Junior forward number 19, Jake Jutka. Junior forward number 20, Weston Bratrud. Sophomore defensive number 25, Brian Clausen. Senior defensive number 27, Nick Corbett. And sophomore goalie number 30, Jay Woodflode. The assistant coaches are Colton Sanderson and Jake Yusuf Dinger, and head coach is Tyler Almacino. Here tonight's game officials on the lines: Cole Hansen, Gavin Jocelyn. Your referees are Nick Bradshaw and Mike Voorhees.
Back upstairs, I'm Jim Erickson. Kevin Borg is with us here. Game 2 for you, Kevin. We saw the first one. Now we move into the second game, fourth game of the day. And Tom mentioned it downstairs, talked about the 4 versus 5 matchup. Always a great way to wrap up the night.
On paper, it's supposed to be the best game, right? It's two teams evenly matched. And you look at both these clubs, how similar they are. Northern Lakes gets by Alexandria in a section final. Innisfine Tingler by 1. East Grand Forks against their rivals in overtime against Warroad. They both have sophomore goalies. This should be an epic battle. Back and forth, tight hockey game. Dare I say, could we see some extra time? I don't know. But this should be a really fun matchup to watch develop.
Well, you've been begging for that with the over all game long. You
want it. I need it.
We'll take a look at the starting goaltenders, brought to you by our Holiday Station stores, part of the Circle K family. Let's start with the Lightning.
Yeah, it's rare to see this. A matchup of a pair of sophomores. Normally you have to wait your time. Junior year, senior year. Both these guys have been the backbone of their team all year. They play the bulk of the games. Their teams believe in them. And they're going to be tested now. In this environment, everything gets magnified. Any mistake you make gets magnified. Suya's got the student section chanting his name during the introductions, and somewhere lost in that crowd is Shenley. And, you know, you win games like they did in section finals as a sophomore, then you've really validated that you've come of age. You start very young, very green. By the end of the year, you win that type of section final, you're ready. And now you get to test your skills at the dreamland we call the state tournament.
Northern Lakes, the communities and high schools of Pequot Lakes, Aiken, Crosby, Ironton, and Pine River Bacchus. They were here in 2021. You see the numbers for Noah Shinley. They were here in 2021. Those fans couldn't come to the game. That was the COVID tournament 2021. So they are here for the first time as fans and for the second time here in 5 years. And that year they lost to Gentry Academy in the quarterfinals, the eventual champions. Meanwhile, Grand Forks here for the first time. They were also here in 2021, and we are underway. Green wave in the white and green, and the black here for the Northern Lakes Lightning. And this game underway, first period. He'll slide in on Shinley, and he'll play it safe. 15 seconds in. Not a bad idea if you got some state tournament nerves here.
Yeah, you want to touch the puck early. You want to settle into your game. And he gets the first chance to do that. You got to be careful, though, early on. You don't want too many of these defensive zone face-offs. I don't mind one here early, first shift of the game. But as the game progresses, you want to play that puck and keep the game moving. You want to put your team in pressure spots.
Tucker Lovejoy, their sniper, takes it all the way in. Crashes along the end wall here for East Grand Forks. Cole Beast in the slot. Back up to Beast, the senior defenseman on that near side point. Very physical player, three-sport athlete, football, golf, and boys hockey. Springing the other way, the Lightning. And across is Drew Paulbeck.
Mike Randolph has always implored his teams to play a good, smart, physical brand of hockey. This could be a very, very heavy hockey game.
Sticks on the ice. Puck flipped down, and Northern Lakes will go back to get it. He commented when we talked to him, no icing here. He is using the same systems as he used with Duluth East back in 2015. That's the year they upset Elk River in the sections. They upset St. Thomas Academy, and then he dined in the semifinal before losing to Lakeville North. They weren't supposed to get that far. He knows ways to get, the most out of his teams.
His teams always know how to play without the puck. They always play a physical game. They try to wear you down with some of that play. And if you play a game, and it looks like, again, East Grand Forks is going to have that speed, that flash, but you're going to have to buckle up. You play against the Mike Randolph team and play gritty. And we'll see how that plays out. If East Grand Forks speed can draw penalties, it's going to put them in a great spot. If not, they're going to get worn down by that heavy game of Northern Lakes.
So again, we mentioned Mike Randolph in his 19th tournament. Tyler Palmasino on the other bench, not too shabby, his 7th state tournament. And back-to-back championships in 2014 and 2015 as the Green Wave come across. Big check there. Mellenbrook with the puck, and he went down. Puck still ends up deep below the goal line here in the Northern Lake zone. Up to the point, Nick Corbett, their shifty defenseman. Lightning trying to clear, they fanned on it. Wade in overguard, able to hold it in up to Pesh. One-time shot blocked. Wyatt Ballmer got in the way of that. No surprise, Wyatt Ballmer blocking a shot. He leads the team. He has 67 on the season.
Yeah, roughly 3 a game. This guy certainly does some little things to help his team win. You know that guy's a good penalty killer, knows how to get in the shooting lane, and one of those hidden jewels in the game that makes a difference, especially if it ends up being a close game we believe it will be.
Drew Paulbeck leads them in goals at 38 points with 61. He buries the puck in deep there, but here come the Green Wave again. Tucker Lovejoy. Love shooting the puck. 26 points and a goal in the section final. That exciting win against Warroad in overtime, 3-2. Shot from way out, right side circle. Save made there by Suya. As he got a touch there, wearing number 1 here for Northern Lakes.
Looked good doing it too. Not only did he make the save, Jim, but he put that puck exactly where he's supposed to, away from the slot, over to the corner. So he looks confident early on. Look at these sophomore goaltenders trying to carry their team to the semifinal.
Green Wave looking for the puck. It's Cole Bees. He comes away with it. Gets across the line, lost the handle, still in pursuit along with Preston Furness. They crash along the end wall and out to neutral. Green Wave will track it down again, this time Judd Pesh. His brother Chase was on those championship teams in 2014 and 2015, 10 and 11 years ago. Doesn't seem that long ago that East Grand Forks won those back-to-back titles, as they're called offside.
Here's some of that play, that physical play you know you're going to get if you run into a coach, a Mike Randolph coach team, and that time it was Griffin Hanna who laid the lumber out there on the wall. Good, clean hockey Physical play is a big part of the game, and you've got to know how to do it. You got to walk that line tonight, too.
Hunter Barnson does a nice job winning the draw into the green wave zone. Easton Anderson trying to find it there. Does come back the other way. Up and out to center. Green wave pick it up there. They'll dump it. Coming up tomorrow, we're going to see Calvin Simon as the coach of Shakopee. They don't call it dumping. They call it depositing. Did you hear that, the way he's talking about that? They call it depositing and not dumping, and it makes so much sense.
Yeah, he made the point that you're not dumping it, not throwing out trash. You're making a deposit like you go to the bank because you want to get it back.
Yeah.
The other thing he brought up is they call it the cemetery when they're on the attack in the offensive zone. The corners where players go to die, that's the cemetery. Really interesting to have that conversation. And Shakopee's program has been on the rise. They've been coming for a few years now. He's a tremendous coach. They were the host on Hockey Day Minnesota. They crushed it. And now we'll see if, in what should be one of the marquee games of the week against St. Thomas, who can win that tug of war. But that's going to be a really interesting battle on the double-A side tomorrow afternoon.
And the first coach of color, first black coach to take and bring a team to the state hockey tournament. Certainly significant milestone there. We have closed captioning again here today, brought to you by Northfield Lines. It's not just a ride, it's an experience.
You're seeing space in the middle of the rink on the attacking side, hard to find for both these teams. And a lot of mutual respect early on, a little feeling out process. Looks to me, just watching the first couple of shifts, like East Grand Forks has a little more speed to their game. But I do like the physical prowess. And that line I said you have to walk for Northern Lakes is keep with that physical play, but do not get stuck taking too many penalties in this game.
Lovejoy tried to center for Jace Panzer's brother, plays at Bemidji State, was on the 21 team that was here. Drew Ballbeck with a nice glove and drop. Ballbeck from the blue line, they're offside. It comes back out to neutral. And East Grand Forks Panzer, just a sophomore, centering that top line at the overtime game winner against their heated rivals, the War Road Warriors. First time in several years that War Road hasn't been here. You got to go back against 21 when East Grand Forks was here. And Northern Lakes dumps it in. Finley gets a stick on it there to poke it to his defenseman, and the breakout up for Van Epps. Chasing the puck, Hunter Barnson there first for the green wave, up to the line and out.
Again, not a lot of plays to be made early on, and that's due to the respect that these teams have for each other. They don't want to make the big mistake, and so you're seeing a lot of the play so far to the exterior part of the rink.
Wyatt Ballmer, who's listed on the roster as a defenseman, but he's on our line chart and is playing center. Mike Randolph told us, once the game starts, we mix guys all over the place. You might even see our goalie take a draw, I think he said.
Got to keep the opposition on their toes, I guess.
Yeah. Good battle level up along that wall. Picked out of there by East Grand Forks. Start of the playoffs below 500. They come in at 500, 13-13-2, and a shot from above the slot. East didn't get all of it. Pushed ahead. Bolton trying to find it here for the Lightning. And it's behind Ballmer. He'll reach back. Ballmer's a senior. Mentioned leads the team in block shots. He'll dump it in deep. Bolton trying to track it down. Up out to center. Back to the shy of the line.
It's a big part of the journey for East Grand Forks this year. They were one of the preseason top-ranked darlings, 1 or 2 in most of the polls, and for whatever reason they couldn't find a lot of early traction, but they played a great schedule, and here they are.
Cooper Hills with a nice drive to the net, covered by Suya, just underway, no score.
At Play It Again Sports, you can recycle your quality used sports and fitness gear, get paid on the spot, and find the best deals on what you and your whole family need for any sports season. Be sustainable and extend the life of your gear at Play It Again Sports.
Fairview Range is proud to offer orthopedic care with a team and technology you can trust. Whether it's a sports injury keeping you on the sidelines or joint pain slowing you down, we're here to help. With robotic-assisted surgery and personalized rehabilitation, We offer precision and care to get you moving again, fast and better than ever. Fairview Range, orthopedic care right here in Hibbing.
Usually when I buy a car, I kind of mentally get ready for battle. This was totally smooth. You know, I didn't really have to, haggle too much, which I usually end up doing, but it was a very easy acquisition for me. After a while, I feel like I knew multiple people here, so it was very heartwarming.
You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Gartner, providing the Northland expert solutions in commercial heating, cooling, and temperature control systems. Bear in mind, Gartner is a proud sponsor of all Northland athletics.
Serving the region for 90 years, Harbor Point Credit Union is a proud supporter of the Minnesota State High School League Championships. Score a great rate on your next auto loan at Harbor Point Credit Union.
Herbert and Gerbert's delivers to Duluth, Superior, and Cloquet.
Whew. Must be food drive time again. Bring in your non-perishable food items for those in need. Items donated equates to in-store discounts.
The tournaments on 45 TV are brought to you by South Dakota State University, where Minnesota residents receive in-state tuition. Along with Kevin Gore, Jim Erickson back here at the XL Energy Center. Mentioned earlier, this is the 32nd year of the Class A state tournament. Going back to the 90s after the Tier 2, two-tier experiment. As East Grand Forks getting to work here. Under 9.5 left in the first period. Nothing on the board first. This kind of the beginning of the game, the expected, Kevin.
Yeah, when you get evenly matched teams like this, there just isn't a lot of space. It's going to come down to who blinks first. Who has the breakdown in defensive zone coverage? You're in front of your net. Who's going to miss their guy? Who's going to take a penalty deuce? 5-on-5 has not been a lot of open areas.
Easton Anderson gives it up. Shot all the way through on Shinley. Back out to neutral. Green Wave will flip it up. Back comes Hill. Shot off that glass. Again from a wide angle from the half courts behind Suya. Back up to Beast here for East Grand Forks. With a point, Pesh. Pesh makes a nice move. Has to try to avoid a hit there by Ryer. But it does result in a turnover. And brought back and dumped in.
That physical play by Ryer allowed his team to clear the puck and now get fresh legs on the ice.
Martin, a shot that flips the crease. Shots are 5-2 here in the early going. We pass the midway point of the first period. 5-2 Northern Lakes and the shots, no score. Back comes Van Epps. Here's the East Grand Forks. Back up, not out. Held in at the point. Still, now it does come out off a couple of skates. Schmiederberg. And now Nick Corbett goes back for East Grand Forks. Great hockey area, of course, up there with Grand Forks, home of the UND Fighting Hawks. So they got some good high school teams as the Green Wave come in. Suya able to hold on strong and make the save and stop Nolan Mellefieu here for East Grand Forks.
Yeah, good speed to the neutral zone and then just turns into a fullback, entering the zone, and just decides to run his way through the slot, take on some tacklers, and get that puck to the net. And trust with Suya. He's been very confident in goal for Northern Lakes.
Mellebrook not afraid of contact there. Basically squaring up the shoulders, and you said take on some tacklers. Here's the push ahead and a chance into the offensive zone. And there's Mellebrook. A shot in the pad, saved by Suya. Rebound, Drew Paulbeck likes to push it. Takes it in and a shot. Low angle again, lower half of the circle, and Shinley there for the save.
Let's watch this 2-on-1. For young goalies out there, this is where you trust your defenseman. Defenseman's got the weak side guy. That means you come out of the blue paint and you've got the shooter. That's your responsibility. If they make that pass, it's on your defensive player in front of you. Suya reads this perfectly. Now watch him come out and take that extra half step, cuts down the angle. I'll tell you, he does not look like a sophomore to me. That is impressive.
Mellebrook with the shot. He has 6 goals. He's a junior on that third line. Pushed ahead, Lovejoy. Spins, squares up, looks for a backside. On the weak side, off the wall, Easton Anderson for the Lightning, bringing it back the other way. For Northern Lakes, they've got 2 home arenas. They play at the Breezy Point Ice Arena and also the Hallett Community Center in Crosby. That Breezy Arena is pretty busy. They've got a lot of camps and all kinds of stuff going on there at Breezy Point.
Year-round, right? That rink is, especially in the summer, you mentioned the hockey camps, that's a hotbed.
Who wouldn't like to go to Breezy Point for hockey camp?
I'm in. Doug Wu, back in the day, they'd have all those fun campfires, the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a summer tradition at Breezy.
Doug knew, the Wooger knew where to have camp.
Who do you want to hang out with that guy, by the way? Oh, all time.
Cleared down by Northern Lakes, and it is an icing, and it's time to take a look at those past champions, as we like to do, brought to you by Summit Mortgage.
East Grand Forks had a real nice run there. As you look back a decade ago, part of back-to-back championships. Yep. Cathedral trying to do it now with another back-to-back performance. They got up to a great start, winning the first game of the day-to-day, 3-0 against Montevita.
Tucker Pullman, who's got a great player for East Grand Forks, drafted, played in North Dakota. He's a volunteer assistant for them. And helping out, by the way, past champions, Summit Mortgage, your hometown lender, helping you successfully navigate the mortgage process for over 30 years. Northern Lakes again, getting it deep into the corner, crashing in. First one to it for the Green Wave, Nick Corbett. Up the wall, waiting for it at the line was Rickla. Carries it back in. We get a change here for Northern Lakes. Breakout Green Wave across the line. Lovejoy. Lovejoy leads them in goals. He has 17. Barneson leads East Grand Forks with 30 points. Neither of these teams have huge points guys other than Paulbeck. Paulbeck 61 points, 38 goals, the top line center. Also a captain on the Aiken baseball team for the Gobblers. And this is a glove of feeling. You love the Gobblers.
Oh, that is such a great nickname. And, yeah, you mentioned Paulbeck. He's 24 for Northern Lakes. There he is. And, you know, this game's going to be decided by players that probably aren't the big headliners. This looks like a game where it's going to be one of the trenches. It's going to be a tight checking game, a one-goal type of game. You can see both these teams are well coached and know what to do when they don't have the puck.
Bringing it in Barneson in a shot. Up off the shelf and out, back in. It did not leave the zone. Still not out. Good grab there by Beast. Here's his shot. It sails high over the glove of Suya and off of that carom all the way down.
Northern Lakes continues to put the pound on there, playing that physical brand of hockey that Mike Randolph wants. We'll see what pays off. We haven't seen any transition hockey until right now from Northern Lakes.
Evenly matched first period here, nearing 4.5 left. The centering attempt defended nicely by the senior Cole Beast. Leader and a physical player, according to head coach Paul Massino. Mellabrook dumps it in. Comes 5 new skaters for East Grand Forks. And the Lightning looking up ice. A little bit behind Ballmer. He's able to dump it in so they can get the line changed. East Grand Forks. Nowosky. Shot from the left wing. That was right in on Suya, made the save. Rebound ends up behind the net, loose puck. They try to tip it out, they can't. Held in at the point. Lupton dropped Overgaard. Had it, lost it. Panzer fresh off the bench. He comes in, little shake and bake save. Rebound down low by Overgaard. Didn't have a real good angle to work with and a lot of net. Flips it over the top, shot to the far side. Kicked out Suya, back out to center. And East Grand Forks fires it right back in the other direction.
Yeah, you're seeing East Grand Forks now adjust a little bit on their attack. They're starting to throw pucks at the net. They know that Suya likes to go down and use those pinball flippers, but now they're looking for some rebounds, and they nearly had one on that last sequence.
Northern Lakes, Easton Anderson behind the net, chases on. Ryer, defenseman pinches down to get a shot that goes wide into the corner, but it's still in the offensive zone here for the Lightning. Anderson couldn't square up, goes to the point. That shot sails into the corner.
East Grand Forks really making sure the slot is covered. They've got 3 bodies in the middle of the rink at every turn. It's got to be a frustrating team to play against because you can see they've got speed, they've got skill, but they really defend well.
Martin has it across from way out, shoots it through a screen through the body of Beast, but Shinley saw it and holds on.
And this is what I'm talking about. That's a good, clean hit. And you have to walk that line, certainly, but that's a smart play. Decleats his guy, keeps the hands down, and there's Suya. Maybe a rebound he wouldn't want to give up, but he got away with it there. That's how you walk the line. That physical play could pay off later in this hockey game, but you're not taking penalties. You're playing a respectful game and a clean game, and you're doing it hard.
You just said walk the line, a Johnny Cash reference. Dare I say, boy named Suya.
Well played.
Gets tapped the other way, pushed ahead, spun around, grabbed by East Grand Forks. Up to the line, it does sneak out, bodies go flying. Swept back in by Mellabrook.
Hard play against a team that's continuing to hit. If you do this for the balance of the game, you play this for 51 minutes. You can play that brand of hockey, not take penalties, you are going to wear your opponent down.
Milwaukee squares up, right dot shot, saves Suya. And you can hear the fans. They go, well, they love him. Can you hear that?
They love him. But when they did the lineups tonight, they went crazy for this kid. And clearly, he's playing well above his birth certificate. This guy does not look like a sophomore to me at all.
1.95 goals against, 923 save percentage. Meanwhile, the sophomore on the other end, Shinley, got a piece of that with a shoulder. Held in, shot from way out, defenseman Nybakken. And another save by Shinley. Here's that last chance for the Lightning.
Yeah, it starts with a good play through the neutral zone in one of the rare circumstances where they had some numbers. And you just haven't seen either one of these teams give up a lot in transition. This could have been a 2-on-0, but nice recovery there. That was Bees who got back number 2 for East Grand Forks to break it up.
Oh, puck into the slot. Couldn't get a stick on it to get the shot out. And East Grand Forks breaks it out to Lovejoy. He's knocked down, but picked up by a teammate. Saved by Suya. Juggles it a bit. And the Lightning end up with it. We played a penalty-free first period so far. We're under a minute left to go. Green Wave right back on the attack. Centering pass for Kansas, a little bit behind him. Picked up Lovejoy. Throws that off the glass.
Green Wave team just keeps coming.
Lovejoy again. Great stick there. Give and go. Lovejoy backhand just wide. And a nice defensive play by Cable who went down to keep it away from his net. Cleared out of danger. Now it is out of the zone with 30 seconds remaining.
Action really starting to pick up. First half of this period, very respectful, very conservative. Now the game's taking on a little different identity. You're starting to see some chances in both ends.
2-on-2 the other way. Back door just out of the reach for Panzer. Picked off by the Lightning. Back out to neutral. Nick Corbett for EGF. Barnson, there's the horn. First period is in the books here in the 4 versus 5 matchup. A very even matchup here in the first period.
Buckle the chin straps, boys. This is going to be big boy hockey tonight. And I love this first period. This is good fun. Intense, smart hockey without the puck. You've got speed and skill on both sides. You've got a couple of young goalies that look sharp. It's a race to 3. I'm not even certain, Jim, that either one of these teams gets to 3, but if you do tonight, you'll likely advance.
Looks like the battle we expected, 4 versus 5 in the nightcap here tonight at the XL Energy Center. Up next, Joe Schmidt and Tom Swirsky downstairs. East Grand Forks and Northern Lakes. No score.
Zenith Auto Glass Repair and Replacement, now also serving Superior.
I broke my femur and dislocated my knee in my freshman year of high school. I went to Orthopedic Associates. Dr. Momont went in and repaired my knee and femur. The job he did, and the rehab after, I was able to play 3 sports the next 3 years of high school. I was even able to play 2 years in college on a scholarship. Thank you, Dr. Momont.
Grand Rapids Chevrolet has the area's largest selection of over 200 new and used vehicles to shop. Check out the 2024 Chevy Silverado Crew 4x4, just $44,795. Get an all-new redesigned Equinox LT for $28,995. The 2025 Chevy Trailblazer LT, everyone's price at $28,982. Plus, save on over 120 pre-owned vehicles in stock. See all the deals at GrandRapidChevroletGMC.com. Grand Rapids Chevrolet, best selection and best prices. Highway 169 South. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Nestled in the midst of natural beauty and industrial heritage, Minnesota North College is your gateway to a world-class education. Our dedicated faculty and state-of-the-art facilities provide a unique learning environment where students can explore their passions, whether in the arts, sciences, technology, or trades. Embrace the spirit of exploration. Dive into unparalleled educational experiences. Minnesota North College. 6 campuses, endless possibilities. Direct your future. Head north.
Get your Yamahas at RJ Sport and Cycle, 4918 Miller Truck Highway in Duluth.
At Super One Foods, you'll find more than just low prices and better choices. You'll find friendly faces like ours, working hard to save you money. Super One has a tireless commitment to be grand opening ready every day with fully stocked shelves and a wide selection for you and your family. Check out these specials available at all Super One locations, going on now. So stop into the Super One Foods right in your neighborhood. Super One Foods, serving you low prices and better choices.
Don't wait. Grab a great rate at NCCU.
The Minnesota State Hockey Power Play is brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Keep your home team safe and remove the risk. Go to FDA.gov/health playbook.
WDIODT Duluth, WIRTDT Hibbing.
The tournaments on 45 TV are brought to you by Tria Orthopedics. With Tria by your side, your body can do amazing things.
It is by far the most physical game so far of the tournament. East Grand Forks and Northern Lakes are taking it to each other, and it's scoreless after one period here at the XL Energy Center. Now, Tom Chorsky, when it gets physical, you got to be careful about penalties, but so far it's been a clean slate.
Yeah, I mean, clean hits. I think that's what you want to see is clean physical hockey. No surprise there. Randolph's old school and East Grand Forks. It's got a little flavor of old school, too.
You were talking that Northern Lakes actually plays a system that's unique and can actually confuse the opponents.
Yeah, it's Paul Beck and Ballmer back there, 2 centers that are playing with different sets of wings, and they're playing high in the slot offensively, so they always have 3 guys back. So you're going to have, it's a chess match now, and East Grand Forks is going to have to either activate a D to add an extra guy to make it a 4-on-3 on the rush, or they're going to have to figure out how to come in with some layers, because Randolph has 3 guys back there all the time.
All right, keep an eye out for that in the second period. We had a great opening game today in Class A. The defending state champ, St. Cloud Cathedral, took care of Matamidi. Their top line, Tommy, today was incredible.
Yeah, their marquee players were their marquee players, and Joe Gillespie got things started there with a one-timer with a great pass from the second line, Wood.
And here's a great goal here. Is this the Bo Schmidt goal?
Bo Schmidt playing little bumper cars, and then he goes elite upstairs, short side as a freshman. This kid has a future.
Bo knows the net, and they finished it off with one more goal right here. And it was a quietly dominant game by Cathedral.
Yeah, pretty slick and smooth move here by the leader, Hirschfeld, and then he stays with it and finds his buddy Joe Gillespie on the back door.
You know, it's hard to come in this building and repeat, and that's exactly what they're trying to do. They're off to a great start.
Well, they looked very comfortable in today's opening game.
And there you have it, 3-0 the final. The top line, each getting a goal. We're going to be back to talk about the first period of our game here tonight, the fourth and final game today as the state tournament. Stay with us.
When you hire Peralt Construction, you'll have peace of mind knowing that Northern Minnesota's go-to guys for home improvement are on the job. Our home improvement specialists can answer any of your questions about the planning and implementation of your project. We'll bring our high standards for quality, customer service, and efficient work ethic to your project. For your next project, trust the experienced team from Peralt Construction. Call us today for your free estimate on any of our services.
It's high school hockey tourney time. Once again, we are so proud to help bring this great Minnesota tradition to you. Good luck, teams, and enjoy the games. First National Bank of Coleraine, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Hey, did you see that new big one up on my wall?
Yeah, the craftsmanship, the color, everything was spot on.
But I bet it was a struggle and took a while. Actually, it was really easy and totally worth the wait.
Perfection takes time, you know. They're custom made and you'll be really in the savings for years.
My wife, she likes it so much that she wants more in the kitchen and the dining room.
So that's why you go to Heritage.
Yeah, if you're going for trophies, they've got them all.
It's the only place in the Northland where you can get renewal by Anderson.
Guys, aren't we talking about fish?
No, windows and doors.
Atchison Tire is celebrating serving the greater Grand Rapids area for 100 years. A history built on providing expert customer services and providing one of the largest inventories of tires in northern Minnesota. Atchison Tire Grand Rapids, where there's always a tire sale.
I bought a 2019 Silverado. I did shop in line before visiting Kohler, and I knew I could come in and get a vehicle looked at right away. I picked Kohler because my family's bought a few vehicles through Kohler, and I know I can trust them and the salespeople. I would recommend Kohler to my family and friends. The purchasing process was very easy, in and out within a couple hours. The process was super simple, good price. Everyone around the dealership was very helpful and nice.
You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Explore Ashland County, Wisconsin with rivers, streams, and rushing waterfalls. Be camera ready. These waterfalls are always open. Bring the family. Hike the trails. Balance your experience with cascading waterfalls and spectacular views. Four-season waterfalls in Ashland County, Wisconsin, where you'll find yourself next to the water. Order your free Northern Wisconsin Waterfalls Guide. Visit ashland.com.
The tournaments on 45 TV are brought to you by the Canopy Group. Insurance made simple and easy.
Two sophomore goalies are pitching shutouts, but this is all about putting on the hits as Northern Lights is really bringing it to the Green Wave.
Yeah, this is, Northern Minnesota hockey to a degree. They keep everything to the outside, which means that East Grand Forks has found themselves against the boards a few times, but there's an open hit. Here's an open ice hit.
Does East Grand Forks have to get more physical in second period, or they just have to figure out a way to compound?
I thought they were physical enough. I think they just have to figure out how to break through the wall there.
All right, the tournament stats brought to you by 7th Avenue Pizza, locally owned, pump-style frozen pizza, perfect for hockey night and every night.
Yeah, and there we see the face-offs. Northern Lights are doing a good job winning those. The hits seem fairly close according to our statisticians. Block shots are going to be important, but let's see what happens when there's a power play. I want to see who's got a good PP.
The hit parade will continue here at the XL Energy Center after this on 45 TV.
Here's some great news for Minnesota high school seniors. If you plan to study science, technology, engineering, math, or learn a trade, we have scholarships for you. Each year, New Range Copper Nickel awards scholarships to high school seniors pursuing a degree or trade program. Apply yourself or recommend a student at newrangecoppernickel.com/community/scholarships. New Range Copper Nickel, bringing safe, responsible, and respectful mineral mining and exciting career opportunities to northern Minnesota.
All right, this is an important play, so let's go.
At Friends and Bank and Trust, we know the most important game plan you can make is the one for your financial future.
Our bankers are here to help with all your financial needs. Visit friendsandbank.com to find a location near you.
Congratulations to all the teams on a great season. Hockey moms, it's your turn for the win, and I'm sharing my skincare secret with you. Since I met the founder of Pour Moi on Twin Cities Live and saw her hands, I've been using it and loving it. The Hockey Mom Skin Saving Kit is how you score youthful, healthy-looking skin. It's affordable luxury skincare from France, specially formulated to work here in Minnesota's climate. And Pour Moi has a very special deal for you. When you order the kit, you save 60%. Get yours now.
Eureka! I've discovered a solar-powered machine that removes carbon from the Earth's atmosphere and transforms it into items humans use every day. This could be a big part of the climate change solution.
What is it?
It's a tree! I'm a genius.
To educators, you're more than students.
Your soccer players, debate captains,
Swimmers, artists, runners,
and robotics engineers. We're so proud of you.
and the skills you learn in your extracurriculars.
Leadership,
Teamwork,
balance, and confidence.
So go ahead,
Run, throw,
dig deep, raise your voice, play hard, and celebrate. Because you inspire us to cheer loud.
The tournaments on 45 TV are brought to you by Education Minnesota, the voice for professional educators and students.
Along with Kevin Gore, Jim Erickson back here getting ready for period 2. Let's flash back to some of the greats that have gone on here from the state high school hockey tournament. And boy, there's a good one right there, Kevin.
Quality human being, too. I've gotten to know Brock over the years. So proud of what he's accomplished. Remember watching him in high school. He was tall at a young age, and typically kids that grow real big real early, he was a little gangly, and boy, did he find his form. And great career, still going, part of that Four Nations face-off, and got real choked up last night in that post-game interview. Islanders beat the Jets, and yeah, he's just one of those glue guys that every team craves having on their roster.
Mr. Hockey finalists. I was just at a college game in Denver last weekend where there were 6 Mr. Hockey finalists playing in the game. 2 for DU, the University of Denver, and there are 4 for St. Cloud State. It's good to see the state of hockey so well represented. We're underway and an early chance here for Northern Lakes. Ryer off of a quick face-off win and a quick shot.
Yeah, sometimes the quick shot's the smart shot. Don't give the goaltender a chance to really get out and get set. That's what he tried there.
Another one right off of the draw in on the netminder. Shinley kicks it out, comes out to center. And then off the end wall, East Grand Forks, Judd Pesh clears it down. Icing. We've been talking about Mr. Hockey. Here are this year's finalists.
Yeah, this is a who's who. So many talented players on this list. Really looking forward to watching Cooper Simpson play for Shakopee. He's a North Dakota guy. St. Thomas, well represented. Rogers has a couple of guys on that list. Really just a terrific year for high-end talent in the state of Minnesota.
Of course, that winner, along with the Brimsec winner, will be announced the day after the state hockey tournament. We have a banquet and presentation. Always a fun event. Always a great way to cap off the weekend. No score here. Opening minute of the second period. Hallbeck gets a stick on it. Plays it back into his own zone. Cleared down. Caught in the air by Shinley. And he'll hold on. Look back, Mr. Hockey. Notable winners. We already.
Our guy, Tom Jaworski.
Yeah. Did you see the picture? Were you watching earlier today when we showed the picture?
I did. How about Johnny Cole? How about the run that he and his wife Chrissy had? Hockey royalty. They've got their kids on that Hill Murray roster. Congratulations. What a wonderful championship game that was. I mean, two just perennial powers going toe-to-toe, back and forth. So much fun to watch.
And have their daughters score the winner.
Yeah. I mean, we always say it, but bears don't come from apple trees. And those kids are young, talented, and now they've got the confidence that they can win in a big spot like that. Oh, it's going to be fun.
And both former members of our broadcast team over the past years.
Well, Chrissy's watching. She chimed in a little earlier. She's a hockey junkie just like we are, so she's tuned in, and it was so cool to see her and Natalie Darwitz go into the Hockey Hall of Fame earlier this year. I got a little choked up watching. It was, I go back when I was a women's coach. I got to watch them play at the high school level for many, many years, and that was a big moment in time for all of us back here in Minnesota.
I had a chance to call their games when they were in college. Some NCAA tournament games, regular season games. East Grand Forks getting a look at Lovejoy, and Lovejoy holds on.
There's this game, epic battle with Edina, just a back and forth, instant classic, and I mean the celebration is just so joyful. Watch again, quick little deflection, and then you realize that something you've only dreamt about has turned out to be the real deal. State champs, awesome job.
Ella Hornum with the game winner. East Grand Forks into the netminder Suya. Sweeps it back around. I inadvertently gave the game winner to Chrissy and Johnny's daughter.
That's okay. They probably didn't mind. And they were on the bench. They couldn't hear anyway. Well, we talked about it midway through the first period, Jim. Who's going to blink here? Who's going to take a penalty? Who's going to miss somebody on a back check? Who's going to allow a big-time opportunity? These teams so far have been so disciplined.
Quick wrist shot. Lots of bodies out in front of Suya. But East Grand Forks holds on to it. Barnson. Right back to the corner. They reverse the puck. Oh, that one was in close on Suya. The shot by Schmiederberg. The defenseman who has 3 of the 6 goals are on the power play. Back the other way. And a nice look by Martin. Backhand shovel it on Shinley and his save. Back up to the blue line. Held in by the Lightning. Nothing on the board yet here in this one. Shots 14-10 Northern Lakes. But it's a Green Wave pushing it in. Schmiederberg couldn't keep it in deep. Back up, Hallbeck. 2-on-1 developing. Hallbeck over to Martin and a shot.
Those are the guys you want in a 2-on-1 situation. Now the game's starting to open up a little bit. Watch this deflection in front traffic. Excellent job of cracking the puck by Suya. He gets out, sees that deflection happening, rotates those pads. He's always in position. Now you get this 2-on-1. These are the chances we've been craving. Both these goaltenders, man, they are out. They are aggressive. This is going to take some doing here to get pucks in the net tonight. Both these kids look like they are absolutely on top of their game.
And again, really can't say it enough, both sophomores.
That's frustrating for me. I can't believe that this good, this confident at that age, and it's rare in this game.
Derek Berg out there in defensive shift. Tyler Ricola is his defensive mate. Green Wave player went down. Broken play and a shot just wide. Rebound on a short angle.
Can he make that save? It looked like a sure goal right there. We'll have to take a look back. Shinley on that play had to recover quickly, slide back right across the bottom part of the crease, and somehow that puck stayed out.
Griffin Hanna was the one who was right here on the near side doorstep. I thought he fanned on it. But we'll take a look at that chance when we get the chance, and I think we get the chance now. Here's its icing on East Grand Forks.
With the Minnesota State Promise, you're guaranteed the lowest tuition in the state, and you might even qualify for free tuition. Learn more at minstate.edu.
No score still here, second period. This game, I can't believe we're already in the fourth game of the day. This day has just flown by.
It always does.
Here in the Class A quarterfinals, Double-A tomorrow. Good physical bump there here by Northern Lakes. Up ahead, they got maybe a developing 2-on-1. Saucer pass, big save by Suya. Oh, first of all, what a great saucer pass to set up Panzer. But then Suya to his left makes the save.
Panzer, the overtime hero against Waro. Finally, we're getting odd number rushes. You can't make a better pass. You can't make a better save. Now, he didn't know where it was. Right between the pads, watch him pivot, slide to his left, and then just see how he traps that puck. Unbelievable.
There was an opening there. There was some light in the tunnel.
It's a scary feeling when you don't know for sure if you have it.
Lightning will push it up and out of the zone. Burnett, the defenseman, in low, forechecking Ryer. Trying to keep it in. Instead, it comes back out, right back in here for Northern Lakes. Ryer again. He's only a sophomore. Martin tries to walk out in front. As it poke checked away and cleared down, race the other way for it. And it will be the Lightning's Furnace, their defenseman. Their only senior defenseman on their team here for Coach Mike Randolph. Coaching in his 36th overall year of high school hockey.
Do the math. He's got almost 730 wins. So you're talking about 3.5 decades of winning at least 20 games every year on average. That
unbelievable.
That is not easy to do.
Pass Lauren Grasso of Rochester Mayo, first game of the year. Number 708 over Prairie Center in a game that was played in St. Cloud at the MAC. That is icing here on East Grand Forks. Let's go back to that save again.
Yeah, you get a good look at the sauce here. And it's a quick shot. Suya really read that play well because we're not wasting time. Panzer's getting this puck, and he's rifling it right away. That's targeted to the 5-hole.
Have to credit the pass from Cooper Hill. Beautiful sauce and landed flat so his guy could one-time it.
Yeah, this has been a game where you've been dreaming about looks like that, and they're starting to come. Both these teams are starting to get some transition going.
Here's Patch in transition. The shot that deflects in the corner, gets his own rebound. Takes it up, reverses it. Misses a couple of guys. Wrap around attempt. Nothing doing there. Griffin Hanna for Northern Lakes. A couple of players go down. And a penalty coming out of that scrum.
First power play situation of this game. Northern Lakes will get the power play, the man advantage. We'll see the play right here. Might have been a slash involved by Randolph's team. 32%, just a notch below 32%. Big opportunity here for the guys in black.
Noah Freeze goes to the box for the penalty. Power play here for Northern Lakes. That 32% power play, fourth in the Class A field here in the state tournament. Allback could not quite get to it. And East Grand Forks a chance to break it out to the center here on their penalty kill. Niederberg dumps it in there, penalty kill, 81%, pretty good number there. Jacob Peterson, brother Isaac was here a few years ago, 2021 for Northern Lakes. Up to the blue line, shot, block, saved there by Shinley, off the wall and cleared by the Green Wave.
I want to wait on that sequence. You had possession, you finally established the zone, you did not have anybody screen the goaltender. Set that puck up and go for a grade A.
Ballmer goes wide behind the net, trying to loop around. He was covered nicely there by Pest. Pest then takes him into the half wall. Pest trying to find it. He does. Sweeps it around, but it comes up to the point. Held in there at the point. And reversed right back around by Jacob Peterson. Still at the line. Still held in. Ball back.
Good boys.
shot, trying to get it through some traffic, blocked and cleared down by East Grand Forks.
These clears are so important in the second period because of that long change. Your bench on the far side.
Look at that.
Body's out.
Look at that stretch pass by Suya all the way up to the opposite blue line. Now it's going to come the other way. Suya all the way out. Stick handled the bit in front of the 10-feet net. And it's up and out to neutral. Grabbed here by the Greenway.
This guy's got some real savvy. I'll tell you what. Rotating the backhand in front of an empty net. This guy is fearless.
Lightning will try the near side with Hannah. They cannot connect. Back on the penalty kill, Van Epps. And again, another key clear, and that's going to do it for the power play, Northern Lakes.
Great penalty kill by East Grand Forks. Aggressive, using their speed. They can play physical hockey, and they showed that during that sequence as well.
Back in deep, nearing the midway mark of the game. Still nothing on the board. 2-on-1 East Grand Forks. Here's the game control. Mielebrook with a shot. And Alabama's going wide to the corner.
Suya came way out to challenge, forcing that shot wide.
Up to the line, Hills. Tried to play it in the middle. Poked away. Paul back. Through traffic. Getting hacked. Lost the puck. Greenway tried the other way for Nowatzki. And it ends up back in low. It's been a chess match here tonight, both back and forth between these two teams. Northern Lakes, 16-11 shots on goal advantage. And it's back out to neutral.
Both these teams know where to go without the puck. It's not easy. One thing you're starting to see, though, is the turnovers here in the neutral zone are leading to some good odd-number rushes both ways.
Martin goes to the net. Shot from the right wing, deflects up into the corner. Right back to the Lightning. Up to the point. Shot by Cable. Off the skate. In the middle. Turning around. Losing it. Getting it back to Martin. That's off the leg. And then off the rebound. Paulbeck trying to jam it in. And Kinley making the save.
Look at the boys. Always the best athletes on the ice. We all know it.
Adventure is more than just a word. It's a feeling, an experience, something we travel far and wide searching for, made up of small moments, taking the trip, catching the fish, or maybe just the perfect bite. It's time to get away to Lake Vermilion, Minnesota.
The U.S. has ambitious clean energy goals, and Minnesota holds the key to reaching them. We're home to one of the world's largest copper and nickel deposits, and New Range will invest more than $1 billion to responsibly develop these resources. Together, we can boost America's energy security and create good jobs for Minnesota families, all while cleaning up former mine sites and protecting local waterways, leaving the land better than we found it. New Range is the right project, in the right place, at the right time.
Our family is growing, now with 4 locations to suit you.
Welcome to Hammernix, a flooring experience like no other. Let our professional designers and project managers help you with your project.
No matter your needs or your budget, the perfect flooring does exist, and we're here to help you find it.
To educators, you're more than students.
Your soccer players, debate captains,
Swimmers, artists, runners,
and robotics engineers. We're so proud of you.
and the skills you learn in your extracurriculars.
Leadership,
Teamwork.
balance, and confidence. So go ahead, run, throw,
Dig deep, raise your voice, play hard, and celebrate. Because you inspire us to cheer loud.
Hey everyone, it's time for the Xfinity Mobile Fan Cam.
Time for the Fan Cam, brought to you by Xfinity Mobile, a different kind of network designed to save you money.
If you're a kid and you got a snow day that's a state tournament day, I don't think it gets any better than that. They're having a blast down there. Both these schools well represented, both these teams, I should say. Lots of schools on the Northern Lake side. And we have all been treated to just a fantastic hockey game.
I'm assuming they all have to be back for 8 a.m. study hall, though. Tomorrow?
Unless they get one of those creative notes.
Here comes East Grand Force on the attack. Lovejoy down the right wing. Tried the wide side, ends up in the corner. Cooper Hills. And across the line, entering the zone once again for East Grand Force up to the point. That shot picked aside by Suya. Not yet out, now it is. But Pep's waiting for his line. He quickly sends it the other direction. It's tips and no icing.
See, both these teams not trying to trick these goalies. That last 2-on-1, it was a big pass and quick shot. That's a show of respect for how well both these tenders are playing.
Gets bounced through the neutral zone. Racing after it. Taken out by Beast. And the green wave of the catch fly. Oh, got that.
Thought he had him. I honestly thought that was our first goal.
Get a chance. First 2 periods here.
Huge hit in the neutral zone. Legs. At this point, though, East Grand Force has probably been more aggressive with the here in the second period.
Coming across the line, ball. Good solid defense. Here, pulling up on the brakes. His shot ends up wide along the end wall and cleared this time by Northern Lakes. And it just does have enough for icing, and they'll whistle it down.
Everybody can catch their breath. This was the first real gray day here at the middle frame, and Suya had no idea where that puck was, but it's the stretch out, and it almost comes back to the far side here.
Yeah.
He got enough of it. A great tie-up. See that tie-up without the puck on the weak side? Another trademark of a good, strong, physical team. That probably saved the goal.
Northern Lakes in their own zone. Good pinch there by East Grand Force. They hold it. They center it. Quick shot just wide left side of Suya by Cooper Hills. Boy, the Green Wave getting close.
That's how they're starting to really find their footing here offensively. Now you're seeing them create offense off the forecheck, something we didn't see in the opening period.
Corbett tried to clear. His pass intercepted. Northern Lakes lost it though. Panzer comes across the line. His shot on that left side by the Green Wave. Picked off by Northern Lakes, and Paulbeck bringing it the other way. Paulbeck to the line. He's heading to the bench. Line change there for Drew Paulbeck. 15 points in the section. He's got the single season goal record for Northern Lakes. 38 entering the game here tonight. Mentioning goals, we do not have one yet. You can see up on the score. 0-0 in this one. Good battle in the final quarterfinal of Class A.
0-0 games can be entertaining. This is certainly one of them.
He shot, pad, save, got kicked, but it was on the backhand side on the rebound by Van Epp. And a save by Suya.
Dan Stoltz here with Blaze Credit Union. Today I'm going to be hanging with Brock Faber.
The fans here, they love their Wild. Open a Blaze Free checking account to get an exclusive Minnesota Wild debit card.
That good chance ended up in the glove of Suya. Face off will lead his left-hand side. Up the draw, shot, chance, trickling puck. Barnson coming in, poked away by Suya. We got a stick on the ice. Wrapped around attempt by Barnson. And Suya slams the door again, and then some after whistle activity as the Green Wave player ends up in the net. Bounded in there. That's Barnson who ended up in the net. That could result in a penalty. Looks like it is going to be our first one. Here, this one against Northern Lakes.
Right idea. You want to protect your goaltender. East Grand Force was coming hard, throwing pucks to the net. And might have just gone a little too far with the physical stuff here for Mike Randolph's team. Watch again, the They're just now starting to just throw that puck in front. First play is good. Then you see that last push right there. That's okay right there. And then we went a little too far. Good call. Big opportunity now for the Green Wave.
Josiah Ryer getting called for the penalty. 2-minute minor and a power play here for East Grand Forks.
It sure feels like they're going to get a couple of good looks here. They've been feeling it here the last couple of shifts. They found their forecheck, and now with a power play and some space out there, this is a dangerous sequence for Northern Lakes.
Both teams with a power play chance now. This is the first one for East Grand Forks. Northern Lakes dropping into their penalty kill. One-time shot, and now on. Rebound scores! Off of the save, Van Epps backhands it in. Power play goal, Green Wave, and they take the lead.
Well, goals matter a lot more in games like this where it's scoreless in the late stages of period two. We'll talk about who would win. The power play opportunities are those chances. And puck comes in and the rebound comes out, and it's just, so you just couldn't last to it. He knew it was out there somewhere. And for him, Van Epps wins the race to the puck, and Northern Lakes cannot recover. And in a game where goals are certainly going to be at the premium, this is giant for the Wave.
Bees took the initial shot, and he didn't quite get all of it. That was a little bit of a change-up coming in on Suya.
Well, bullshit. The timing is off. If it's a hard shot, you're likely being able to push that puck to the corner, and it caught him on guard. You can see him reaching for the puck. He knew that puck was sitting there, and Van Epps beat him to that puck. Had the whole net to deposit it into, and a big first goal of the game for East Grand Forks.
East Grand Forks, their 22nd power play goal of the season. And it's a special teams that come through here for one of these clubs. Northern Lakes 0 for 1 on the power play. East Grand Forks able to convert on their first one, and they've got the puck again. Making the move is Van Epps. Brings it to the board, and the shot is saved.
Watch the timing on this shot. You're right, he fans aren't. That was a deflection. And it's such a scary feeling for a goalie when you know that puck still isn't controlled. Look at the bench. They know what a huge moment of the game that power play sequence was for them.
They get the face off again. Blocked by traffic. Another shot there. Levin Nowotski. And the save by Suya, still in the zone, but East Grand Forks going to pull their guys out. And it'll be a chance here for Northern Lakes to come the other way. The Lightning with Ballmer to the line, lost it. Picked up Colton. And this gets whistled down.
Doesn't look like much, but Northern Lakes needed something like this sound right there. Whistle, offensive zone face-off. It's felt like they've been on their heels now for about half a period. Power play goal now. You've really got to push back. This looks like just a little throw to net, but how you can play on the offensive side, get some time down here. It's been a while since they've been down on the attack. We'll see if they can get something off a face-off.
Easton Anderson in there to take the draw, wins the face-off, ends up with the puck on his stick. Takes it behind the net, spinning around Ryer. Gets bodied into the corner. Anderson comes in to try and keep it alive. It is held in momentarily off the stick of Ricola. And then back deep in the Green Wave zone. Getting close to 2 minutes left in the second period in this 1-0 game. Lovejoy up, not out. Held in by Northern Lakes. Quick shot. Oh, that hit the post. You can hear that up here. And all the way back out to center. And the Lightning will set up again. Back up off the glass. Up and out by Peace. He finds Lovejoy. Gets some speed. Brings it around. It's the side of the net. Puck still loose behind Suya. And now Northern Lakes able to tip it out of the zone and slide through neutral.
Tough break for Northern Lakes. They thought they might have had the game tied. You heard the bell ringer. Puck dashed away from the crease.
Back from the Green Wave. Cooper Hills Didn't have numbers down low. Lightning did. They shovel it up. Play by Peterson. Peterson gives it up to Martin. Wanted to go back in the middle. Peterson was in the vicinity. Ballmer going after it. Comes back out to the neutral zone for East Grand Forks, leading at 1-0. They are content to get that puck deep. Now the Lightning feed it up ahead. They don't have numbers coming in. Shot by Ballmer. That's off the leg. Back into the corner. Griffin Hanna bumped a couple of times by Corbett. Northern Lakes trying to create some kind of a chance here late in the second period. Hanna does with a shot, sprawling save by Schindler. Ends up behind the net. Comes to the side of the cage. Down the wall, Furnace back towards the net. Under 30 left. They've got it back and wheeling around by Leighton Cable. That was Fulton. And that went through the crease.
Real good push by Northern Lakes in the late stages here.
And a bouncer back here to the Lightning. Furnace. Nice bank pass up to center. Ball back comes across the line. It's tied up right at the blue. And they whistle it offside with 3.7 left.
Here's how close they came to tying it up. That's a solid post, too. He had him beat clean off the crossbar. Wow. That puck got deflected. Look at that.
Inches. And the horn signifies the end of the second period. Kevin, we finished the first period scoreless in East Grand Forks. Got to take advantage of your opportunities. Both teams with power play chances. It was East Grand Forks that converted on theirs.
And they earned that power play chance in the middle part of the period. They got into the forecheck. They got to the offensive zone. They put Northern Lakes back on their heels. But credit to the Lightning. That final shift gave them some momentum into the locker room. We'll see if they can build on that and try to tie the game in the third.
One of these teams will face Hibbing Chisholm in the semifinals on Friday afternoon. Who will it be? We've got a third period to decide it. And we'll talk to Joe and Tom coming up. They'll join us from downstairs in our intermission. Green Wave by 1.
Duluth Lawn and Sport has a huge selection of Ski-Doo and Polaris snowmobiles. Right now, get rebates of up to $2,000 and 0% financing for up to 5 years. Family owned and ready to help you with whatever your outdoor passion is. The area's leader in recreational sports sales and service, serving the area for over 30 years. Duluth Lawn and Sport, 4715 Grand Avenue in Duluth, or online at DuluthLawnandSport.com.
Come with me as I fly local with Range Regional Airport. Parking is so close and completely free. Don't forget to wave to Barrett the Bear as you step into the small cabin-style terminal. The friendly staff and cozy atmosphere make my experience stress-free. And I even made a new friend along the way. With daily Delta Airlines flights operated by SkyWest to Minneapolis-St. Paul and seamless connections beyond, your destination is in range. Fly HIV to anywhere.
Looking for better water? Call Arrowhead Water today.
If you enjoy the lake, you know life happens on the dock, and no one makes it easier to enjoy than Flow. You can easily install, level, and remove your Flow dock and lifts, meaning you'll have more time to enjoy the lake. Go with Flow docks from Max Sport and Marine Superior and Wild River Sport and Marine, Trigo, Wisconsin.
Coming to GCC, I didn't have to give anything up. I can do more, I can compete more, I have a lot more focus here. Your teachers, the coaches, they really value you and take the time to put effort into you. It made a huge impact.
Like hockey, our goal at G&B Environmental is to execute as a team at the highest level.
Success in the game is all about focus. G&B can make sure the air around you isn't a distraction as you compete or cheer your favorite team on to victory, whether it's a high school arena or a world-class stadium. Learn more at gbeenvironmental.com.
All the teams going to state, good luck. Stay hard.
You built your business here. You've made a home here. You're shaping a life, creating a legacy. When we look at all you've made, we only have one question. What will you make next? Make more possible. National Bank of Commerce.
Whether it's business, a family vacation, or a couple on a winter getaway, the Timberlake Lodge is the perfect place to stay, offering a variety of room types, restaurant and bar, and your day with a hot tub and fun in the Grand Splash Pool. Timberlake Lodge, Grand Rapids.
The Minnesota State Hockey Power Play is brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
The tournaments on 45 TV are brought to you by Rainy Lake, north of the Twin Cities and gateway to Voyageurs National Park. Plan your trip at rainylake.org.
We said the first period might have been the most physical. Well, the second period might have been the most entertaining. East Grand Forks with a 1-0 lead over Northern Lakes in top. That was just a fun period of hockey to watch. I would imagine even if you're playing, it's a fun period to play.
Yeah, Northern Lakes came out, I think, early on and had some great opportunities, some great chances. And then we did see some power plays and penalty kills, which we'll talk about, and that was a difference maker. And then towards the end of the period, East Grand Forks now is on the board, but they started to come with some of their offense.
So we've got 17 minutes of hockey left, and the power play was the difference. One was able to kill off a penalty, one was not.
Well, and that's what I said at the end of that last section that we did after the first. When it's a chess match like that, and Northern Lakes is going to play a prevent defense, East Grand Forks have a hard time getting through. That's what you wait for, an opportunity. And Northern Lakes will do that all night long, and maybe they'll get the next power play goal.
That's why you're sitting there. You're clairvoyant. That's part of your deal. Hey, let's take a look at what happened earlier today. Orono came in as the number 6 seed against Northfield, and they put on some points.
Yeah, Trey Lander there with a nice shot. And then Orono just kept coming. There's a Pagel there with a loose change rebound. That's Talon Reuter getting only his 4th goal of the year. That was an exciting one. And then the big man, Rory Cavern, played a great game and had a couple himself.
They would come up with 8 goals to win the game, 8-2. So there's what you have so far. We've got this last semifinal ready to go to see who's going to be in those semifinals on Friday here at the XL Energy Center. We've got more to talk about coming up here as we take a look at these 3 Captain Americas.
Midway Sewer, I'm going to need your help.
Make Midway Sewer Service your first call for sewer and drain line cleaning, video inspection and location, pump replacement and septic pumping, servicing residential, commercial, and industrial customers around the Northland. Midway Sewer Service. This is all we do, and we do it well.
What would you do with a second chance? At Essentia Health, we understand the significance of second chances. Our heart specialists see them every day. That's why regular checkups and heart screenings are vital, even if you feel fine, and especially when you have a family history. Essentia Health is the right place for early detection, advanced treatments, comprehensive cardiac rehab, for second chances. At Essentia Health, we work hard to keep your heart strong for what's next.
This mill's been on the banks of the St. Louis River for 125 years.
At the Sappy Cloquet Mill, sustainability is part of everything we do. It's who we are, it's what we do, it's how we do business.
We continue to invest in our people, we continue to invest in our training systems.
If you have a passion for problem solving and enjoy being empowered to utilize your own ideas, this is the place for you.
Sappy's a sustainable company. It's a 21st century company. We're finding ways to get people meaningful careers. We're finding ways to uplift those communities around us. That's truly sustainable work, and it's the work that really matters.
Kohler Toyota's March Markdown is your chance to save. Remaining 2024s have been marked down. Toyota certified used vehicles have been marked down. Even our pre-owned inventory has been marked down. The March Markdown at Kohler Toyota.
When your siding peels, makes you want to squeal. Who are you going to call? Replace that worn-out siding that haunts you like a ghost. Who are you going to call?
WDIODT Duluth, WIRTDT Hibbing.
Youth is being served tonight. A couple of super sophomore goalies showing their stuff.
Yeah, they had to be good. They were making saves early on. Suya there making a couple good stops. Saw a wraparound bid by East Grand Forks. Nice sauce over to Panzer. That's Cooper Hills laying it over to him.
Here's the goal on the power play.
Yeah, one time from Baez. There's the rebound. Picked up, loose change in front.
Northern Lights.
You got to go to the front of the net.
They almost tied it.
Yep, they did. Turn around, rips it, hits a little deflect off the crossbar. Northern Lakes knocking on the door.
It is 1-0. The tournament stats are brought to you by 7th Avenue Pizza, locally owned pump-style frozen pizza, perfect for hockey night and every night.
Pretty even, right down both sides. One stat I'd like to see is hits, but they maybe ran out of counters. There's been a lot of them thrown tonight.
We've got the third period, 17 minutes of hockey here. We've got the beat right here on 45 TV. Stay with us. Attorney 2025.
Congratulations to all the teams on a great season. Hockey moms, it's your turn for the win, and I'm sharing my skincare secret with you. Since I met the founder of Formois on Twin Cities Live and saw her hands, I've been using it and loving it. The Hockey Mom Skin Saving Kit is how you score youthful, healthy-looking skin. It's affordable luxury skincare from France, especially formulated to work here in Minnesota's climate. And Formois has a very special deal for you. When you order the kit, you save 60%. Get yours now.
We are not the same. We come from different places. We have different stories. And yet, we are pulled together by a shared passion. United, chasing big dreams and impossible goals. Together, we are undeniable. There's a legion in all of us.
Eureka! I've discovered a solar-powered machine that removes carbon from the Earth's atmosphere and transforms it into items humans use every day. This could be a big part of the climate change solution.
What is it?
I'm a genius.
Everything is getting smarter. Good thing your Touchstone Energy Cooperative has the knowledge and expertise to help you make smarter work harder. Today, there are more ways than ever to make your world more energy efficient, and we can show you how. Take the next step to go electric and put the power of your co-op to work for you.
Lake County's on the rage. Nature's rhythm, center stage. Lake County, USA. Nature's rhythm, center stage. All right.
Tomorrow night we'll see St. Thomas Academy, and they were in an epic battle with their rival Cretin-Derham Hall. at Braemar Arena, their section championship game. Green Durham Hall tying it late right there. Getting it into overtime, Kevin.
Just a classic back and forth. This was double overtime, and big-time players have to make those plays at crunch time. And Will Doshin, watch number 9, takes home the rebound. He'll play his college hockey at Princeton. Mark Strobel's done an awesome job with this team. Remember, some teams, these kids grow up playing together all through the years. When you coach in a private school, you got to bring them together, and that might be the game of the opening round week. Shakopee and St. Thomas, a couple of heavyweights going toe-to-toe. Late night, we get Rogers, first ever trip to the tournament against longtime Power Edina. And how about the buzz about Stillwater right now? And if there's a sentimental favorite, Moorhead being the 1 seed, 8 times the runner-up, so due for a championship. The storylines are thick. The competition's going to be awesome starting tomorrow.
How many times has the number 1 seed been the sentimental favorite?
They are this year.
I know. That's what I'm just saying.
It doesn't happen. No, and you got Matt Cullen on the bench, U.S. Hockey Hall of Famer, 3 Stanley Cup winner, played for the Minnesota Wild. I love the athlete in this area. He's got Cullen kids on the team. Yeah, the matchups tomorrow are really good.
So Moorhead last year didn't make it to the section final. That was the first time since 2000 that they weren't in the section final last year after being upset. I think it was by Elk River who ended up winning the title. As here we go, the third period, 1-0. East Grand Forks on a 1-0 lead, and an early chance here for Northern Lakes right on the doorstep. That was Paul Beck, stopped by Shinley, and another chance. And the rebound kicked, but not yet out of the zone. Now it is backhanded out by the Green Wave.
We wondered if that late push by Northern Lakes in the second would carry over. And the answer emphatically is yes. They get a couple of grade A chances right in front of the blue paint. Loose pucks just sitting there. No one can find it. But then they get another look, the spinorama, Denny Savard style. And Shinley living dangerously, but keeping them at bay with the Green Wave up 1.
Green Wave up 1. They win the draw. Send it the other way. Faceoffs are dead even at 17 apiece. 1-0 Green Wave from the neutral zone. Laying it in deep is Van Epps. Van Epps the only goal here today. Back in the corner, Barnson to the middle and out of the zone. Cole Beast back to reset. Here for the Lightning. And in low, reaching and sweeping for it was Griffin Hanna. Could not get a stick on it, outnumbered. This Overgaard on that far side, and the Lightning throw it right back in. George Shinley.
Not a lot of room right now in the neutral zone. Both these teams defending that part of the rink well. It's going to have to be chip and chase right now. I just don't see a lot of room for these teams to get things cooking through the middle.
Overgaard doing a nice job against a double team. Then he absorbs a double hit. Centering at 10. Mellabrook. He gets knocked down. Comes back out to neutral and then thrown into the opposite corner. Corbett. Northern Lakes to it first. Northern Lakes averages 4.5 goals a game. Held out the board here so far by Noah Shinley at East Grand Forks. Out in front, a couple of whacks at it. Ends up wide. Mellabrook was there for East Grand Forks.
Penalty.
Yep, penalty. Green Wave player down, touched by Northern Lakes. And East Grand Forks already 1 for 1 on the power play. They'll get their second chance here. This is a critical situation coming up.
Here's the earlier hit. This is not penalty. This is just a old-fashioned 2 guys going to the corner, rubbing their guy out. Now here's where it gets to be a little too much. Yeah, when the player's got the back turn,
yes,
you can't extend. You can rub out, you can push to the wall, but you can't extend. And you want to keep that physical play up. You want to wear them down. This is who you are as a hockey team. But to cross the line, now you have to be put to this spot. This is a danger time for Northern Lakes.
Quick wraparound. The save ends up getting kicked by Suyem the slot, and his team is there to clear it out.
Excuse me, crowd checking line here, 209.
Huge sequence right now for both these teams. You get a 2-goal lead in a game that's been played like this, it's going to feel like a 5-goal lead.
Critical juncture here with Beast getting the puck. Swings it around. He goes over to the far side point. Receives a pass. Cross ice, Barnson. In below the goal line, Van Epps. One from behind the net. Goes through the slot, back out to center, and Cole Beese. Three-sport athlete, football, golf, hockey. He's got the puck on his stick. Hands it off on the far side. Getting bumped around there a little bit was Schmiederberg. Back up to Beese. Loads one up and a shot that hits bodies. Back after the rebound, Hills. Spinning Barnson. Hills banks it up to Beese. Under a minute left to go in the power play. Beese cross ice pass. There's Lovejoy knocked down. Chance to push it back the other way. Drew Paulbeck had it, lost it, got it back, and then East Grand Forks able to collapse on him and come back the other way. Lovejoy. Zigzag across the line. Shot to a screen. Saved by Suya, and then the rebound wide of the net. Hills. Up to the point, Lovejoy. Oh, backside, they score! 2 chances at it. And it's Panzer who scores another power play goal here for East Grand Forks. 2-0.
The overtime hero in the section final against Warroad strikes again. 5-on-5, there just has not been a lot of space in this game. But boy, these special teams get magnified in a game like this. Watch for 17. He misses the first swipe, stays with it. Gets a second chance and makes no mistake. That puck comes trickling right to him. Whips the first one. Goaltender's prone. Has time. Scores the goal. And now the hill gets real steep for Northern Lakes.
Panzer is 9th of the season.
Look at those guys.
Yeah. They are confirming it here upstairs. Goal has been confirmed. And we have a 2-0 East Grand Forks lead. East Grand Forks 1-3-1 against state tournament teams. They even played the state champion from North Dakota. They played Grand Forks Central. Played them twice, split 2 games with them. Just across the river.
Played Moorhead, played St. Thomas Academy, some of the AA powers. You look at the record, you see that they're 500. That is very misleading.
Banks back to Northern Lakes. Now they've got to find a way to create some offense. Wyatt Ballmer trying to steer it the other way. Shots 2019 in favor of the Lightning.
On the power play, his 9th of the season. Number 17, Chase Panzer.
Bolton trying to chase and get to it. Sneaks the other way, racing the puck. Patch goes in strong along with Hannah. And again in their own defensive zone, just as you have to be, you have to outnumber the other team going back to get the puck. Green Wave does that. Van Epps comes across. He gets the Malachi crunch from both sides, and it's in on Suya. He holds on. Here's our DQ fan of the day. Download the DQ app to earn free treats with DQ rewards. Congratulations, Lorraine.
Plenty of time for Mike Randolph's team. A little over 12 minutes. Got to start taking some chances. Look for them to maybe fly a player. We're seeing this play off the face-off. So the weak side players can try to leave the zone a little early. They've got to find a way to get some numbers through the neutral. East Grand Forks has been great without the puck. That is an ill-advised play. However, by the Green Wave, it's going to put Northern Lakes onto the power play. Ill times.
Check into the corner. Same spot where the previous penalty had occurred. Getting up slowly there is Bodie Nybakken. Looks to be okay, and they're going to discuss maybe possible major here on this one.
Oh, absolutely, they are. You have to discuss it, and that's a dangerous play. Coaches just cringe when it's in the offensive zone.
5 minutes.
I think it's the right call.
5-minute border.
You hate to see it, right? You know the kid feels terrible, but that is just something you have to eliminate in the game of hockey. That is such a dangerous play. And now, Mike Randolph and Northern Lakes, opportunity is knocking at your door. It's now or never time for the Lightning.
Cooper Hills, 5-minute major for Morty in the box. And again, for those of you who maybe only watch the state hockey tournament, 5-minute major means score and will.
It's like going to the buffet. You just keep going back as many times as you can. You got to get the first one.
Yes.
And they haven't yet solved this kid.
Yeah, Shinley in the nets. He'll be key. Making that move, a little drag through the legs. Martin is coming in with 99 career points. Sure, he'd love to give number 100 on the first goal of the game for them, but Martinson ends up with it for the Green Wave. Short-handed chance just off the blocker. Suya pushes it back. Martin through neutral for Northern Lakes. Equat Lakes, Aiken, Crosby, Ironton, Pine River, Bacchus. Those communities and high schools right now very interested about this 5-minute major power play.
I'll tell you, watching from above here, East Grand Forks has all the legs. Northern Lakes, getting that puck in, they've got no pressure. It was a one-man forecheck on a power play. That's not going to get the job done. They've got to get some feet moving here.
Beast able to tip it out to the neutral zone. Panther tried to get to it. He's the one who scored the most recent goal. His 9th of the season. Back into the Green Wave zone, swung around, pitching down, but unable to hold it was Anderson. It snuck past him all the way down, and Suya will stop it behind the net.
Lightning need a good rush here. They need offensive zone time. They need possession. They just, right now, cannot string together 2 or 3 passes to get that job done.
Ballmer back to get it again. Wyatt Ballmer. Ballbeck, the long pass across. That was Hannah, in fact. But again, didn't connect on that second pass through. And that allows the Green Wave here. Puck is loose. They got it below the goal line. And they find a seam. And Nick Corbett sends it down.
Textbook penalty kill so far. That 5-minute major has been whittled down to 3. We've yet to see a good chance for Northern Lakes. And down 2 in the hockey game. Gifted this incredible opportunity. And so far, it's got to be real frustrating.
They got to feel they need to get at least one.
For sure.
Ballbeck comes across, goes lateral, banks it back. Quick shot from that far side is off the bodies in traffic, but not out. Ballbeck gets it back. Shot on the short side, off the glove of Shinley. Ends up in the corner again. Centering pass, looking for Ballbeck. Defended nicely and out by the Green Wave.
Green Wave had stacked 3 killers right in front of their net to defend.
Ballbeck from way out. Stick the side to the corner. That kick-stick combo. Bodies right there just shy of the East Grand Forks bench. Backup goaltender making a lot of noise there. That's Shane Boslug. He is slapping that blocker up against the wall. You can see when the puck was right in front of him.
I think East Grand Forks realizes what a pivotal point in the hockey game this is.
Yes. Under 1:50 now left in the major power play. Green Wave get to it. Puck go loose. Ballbeck squares up to the middle. Near wing, waiting to take his shot. And that is something that came out of their heart. I didn't hear a pipe. But the goaltender, Shinley, made it look like it did hit something.
Yeah, there were too many bodies to tell who got a pass, but somebody did.
All the way down, another clear. 1:20 left in the 5-minute major. Suya having to hold it there. Every second on the power play is precious.
Plenty of time to get a good look here, but they've got to get a little more desperation in this part of the power play. They've got to win some races.
Griffin Hanna could maintain the zone. Bounce the other way. Swept in by Panzer. Under a minute left to go in this 5-minute major, and we're nearing 7.5 left in the third period. Anderson dumps it in, swung around, race for the puck. Green Wave get to the loose puck and clear again.
Look at the legs.
Yeah.
I wondered if the physical play would wear them down. Second half of the game, East Grand Forks has been more physical. Yeah. They have the legs right now. They are the quicker team, and the speed has shown up on this penalty kill. They're both assault away a 5-minute major at crunch time in the state tournament. The emotions are going to be pretty high on their bench.
Fabulous shot by Jordan Nowoski. Won the race to the puck, and then he held it in there. They do get a look, and it's off the glove of Shinley. The Barnson shot. Or excuse me, the Anderson shot that was off of Shinley's glove went wide, and that backhand went wide. Final 5 seconds here, the major all the way down. That will do it. Best chances there for Northern Lakes came in the last few seconds of that power play, Kevin.
Yeah, for 5 minutes they didn't show much, but in the final 30 seconds of that power play period, they were awesome.
We'll get the lone media timeout of the period. How about East Grand Forks, their penalty kill coming up big, killing out the 5-minute major to keep it 2-0.
What if there was a place where you could feel like you're a part of something bigger than yourself?
A place where you can make connections. A place to build smarter and improve our world.
A place to lose your own way.
At the University of North Dakota, you'll find your community and become the leader the world needs.
To educators, you're more than students. You're athletes, artists, and thinkers.
We're so proud of you and your extracurriculars. So go ahead and give your all, because you inspire us to cheer loud.
All right, this is an important play, so let's go.
At Friends and Bank and Trust, we know the most important game plan you can make is the one for your financial future.
Our bankers are here to help with all your financial needs. Visit friendsandbank.com to find a location near you.
New Range will invest more than $1 billion to responsibly develop Minnesota's copper and nickel resources. We can boost America's energy security, create good jobs, and leave the land better than we found it.
Our family is growing, now with 4 locations to serve you.
Welcome to Hammernix, a flooring experience like no other. Let our professional designers and project managers help you with your project.
No matter your needs or your budget, the perfect flooring does exist, and we're here to help you find it.
These are our saves of the game, brought to you by New Range Copper Nickel. Safe, responsible, and respectful.
Yeah, lefty Sam Suya. It's been awesome tonight. He's on the short end of the scoreboard right now, but he's battling, made some huge saves for his team. Both these goaltenders, youngsters, playing well above.
And again, our save of the game brought to you by New Range Copper Nickel. Safe, responsible, respectful. And let's see, East Grand Forks, they got to have a ton of confidence right now. They have a 2-0 lead, and they just killed off a 5-minute major.
That gives you a real burst of confidence and momentum, and we'll see if Northern Lakes can just keep piling up the shots, keep going to the blue paint, forcing situations like this where they get an icing call, and as the clock starts to wind down under 4 minutes, down to that 3 mark, we'll keep an eye on Mike Randolph and his goaltender, when they're going to pull that trigger with the extra man. They're going to have to roll the dice at some point. Still plenty of time left, nearly half a period of hockey, and I feel like if they get one, Jim, it's just to break that seal. They've had pucks go off the pipe, they've had pucks dance in the blue paint. They just need to find a way to get one, and that'll give them enough confidence to make that late push, but it's getting late.
East Grand Forks has the edge in face-offs, 22-18. And they lead it up on the board. Shots are even, 23 apiece, 2-0 East Grand Forks. They've been getting to the puck first almost all night in their own zone.
Especially in the second half of the game, they just seem to have their legs. And I thought the physical play early by Northern Lakes might wear them down. It has not been the case.
Nybach in a shot. Played off the side of the net by the Lightning, and it does ricochet back out to neutral. Thrown back in. Line change, 5 new skaters here for the Lightning. But East Grand Forks starting from their zone. Shifty defenseman Nick Corbett getting the puck deep. You're up by 2-0. Get that puck below the goal line, right, Kevin?
One-man forecheck time, control the neutral zone, and keep doing that right there. If you're going to get beat, make them go the length of the rink. This is smart hockey.
East does it this time. Ellabrook gets to it. Masuya. Rebound goes up to that far wall. East Grand Forks gets it back in deep. Back up to the point. A quick one-time shot by Pesh. That's sent down. Northern Lakes whistled for an icing under 5 now left to go. And we mentioned Mike Randolph in his 19th state tournament, taking Northern Lakes here, the third team that he's coached for, second team that he's taken to the state tournament, and he's in pretty good company. And of course, there's Willard Eichela, 19 appearances with Edina and Edina East. We lost Willard Eichela, legend of Minnesota hockey, January 20th at the age of 92.
What a life well lived that was. Lucky enough to get to know him throughout the years. We had a lot of battles with Edina growing up, and also on that list, man that's done a pretty good job of keeping that train rolling at Edina. Kurt Giles, we'll see the defending champs tomorrow night, late night against Rogers, a first-time participant. Been highly ranked all year. That could be a classic. And Billy Lettner on that list, Tom Satterdahl, and that is a who's who for sure. High school hockey coaches in this state. There's a few more they left out, like my guy, Tom Osiki. But this is fun to watch. Fun to see these coaches have all that success for many, many years. And tomorrow night we'll get Kurt Giles.
Paulbeck just got held. Good job there by Drew Paulbeck forcing the issue. He had 2 defenders on him, and I don't know if they needed to do that there because they had 2 guys on him, but a grab, a hold, and a drop.
Yeah, not a really dangerous sequence. Almost a 1-on-3 as you see it develop. And yeah, you know what? Definitely not needed. And credit Paulbeck. He's been moving his feet all night long. He's been defended well. But now one more chance on the power play. Northern Lakes, they need something quick here. They've got to get some shots in the net. They just have been a little too deliberate.
Third power play of the game. Blocked, cleared by East Grand Forks. And East Grand Forks penalty kill. They've been textbook all night long.
They're quick to react to loose pucks. They block shots. They clog the middle. Everything you need to have success down a man. You see it again. This is total disruption every time Northern Lakes tries to make a play to get the zone.
First he holds it in. Now they do get it deep. Difference in the game has been special teams. East Grand Forks 2 for 2 with 2 power play goals. That puck from way out gets tipped on the end wall, kept alive. Fogarty gives it up. Ryer. And then he wanted to feed Fogarty on that far side. Comes up back to neutral. Anderson gives it back to Hannah. Stick goes flying and a Greenway play up to Hershey. Shot, scrambling save, and Shinley was down and a couple pokes at him. And East Grand Forks responded in kind to protect their goaltender as Shinley goes for a skate in the corner.
That was nearly the rebound they've been looking for. As you watch the play develop, great tip. If that puck dances out even a foot, they've got 2 players perfectly placed in black sweaters waiting to pounce on it. Excellent, excellent job. Suddenly to hold on to that puck. Now we'll get a timeout.
Timeout Northern Lakes. Still 49 seconds left in the power play.
With Tria by your side, your body can do amazing things.
49 seconds left in their power play. Northern Lakes decides to take their timeout. Cash in the box for holding. And a great opportunity situation here to kind of discuss strategy here. Offensive zone face-off.
If they'll pull the goalie to try the 6-on-4.
Sure.
Here are the goals, and the hockey game starts with Van Epps. Power play has been the difference for East Grand Forks. A little rebound, catches it in. First goal is going to be big. It didn't happen until well past the halfway point of the hockey game. And then watch the overtime hero from reception final. Jace Panzer stay with it. He gets 2 good looks. He whips on the first. He does not miss on the second. There's been a 5-minute power play killed off for the Green Wave, and now trying to kill another one off late.
Schmiederberg with a pair of assists. He was assisted on both of the goals. Bees with an assist, and Lovejoy also with an assist on the Van Epps and Panzer goals of the game here tonight. So far, nothing on the board for Northern Lakes, and just as you speculated, Gorgie, we've got an empty net to our left.
I like the call, and clearly Mike Randolph knows what he's doing. This guy He has been in this spot before. He's got the experience. He's won state tournaments. This is the moment in the hockey game where you got to talk to your guys. Every loose puck, you got to have two black sweaters on it. You got to use this two-man advantage for nearly a minute here. Oh, that's a killer right there.
Arnson against Paulbeck, and it ends up coming back out of the zone.
Ouch.
40 seconds left in the power play. Lead pass. Martin off the glass, gets it back. Ryer, 6-on-4 right now with the empty net. Must-score situation here for Northern Lakes. In below the goal line, Ryer up the slot, look to center, splits his two-point men all the way down.
Kind of the story of the game. They had a play to the weak side, could have gone behind the net, made the safe pass, forced it through traffic, and now you're chewing up so much time on that clock.
They get it on the left wing, going to the net. Martin couldn't find him. Paulbeck.
Full strength.
In below the goal line, Ryer. Meanwhile, the box is passed through serving the penalty. And with an empty net remaining on the other side, now 6-on-5, extra attacker, 2 minutes left.
Got to get the zone.
Intercepted, open net, shot blocked. Wow, what a block. Ballmer, you leave them in block shots. And he went down, laid out, stopped that. A sure goal to the empty net.
Too bad slide.
Another one knocked down. This one's in the net. Lovejoy. Aggressive there. Empty net. You know you've got a 2-0 lead, right? So you got a little bit of a pad. Why not be aggressive, jump the pass, and they put it in 3-0.
The icing on the cake, the green wave. Feeling really good. And this just magnifies what you know in tight hockey games. Special teams can be such a difference maker. Yes, the 2 power play goals were the early story, but for me, the 7 minutes of power play activity that they killed off with that lead late, in the end, is everything you need to know about that club. They played awesome without the puck. They got more physical as the game went on. They had the legs when it mattered most. Both these teams battled their butts off. But in my opinion, if we're being honest, the team that played better and executed at a higher level is going to win this game. Congrats to East Grand Forks. They've done it well.
Yeah. And they're also able to withstand 40-plus seconds of 6-on-4 when they pulled the goaltender as well.
They really didn't have to panic. They didn't have to have their goaltender pull pucks out of the net. They were excellent in position without the puck. They frustrated Northern Lakes. It was a terrific, terrific hockey team. And they earned this win.
Playing it to himself here on the near side wall. Coming in as Pett. And it's back up out to the blue line. Somehow they hold it in. Nice play there. Good hands by Lovejoy. Saves Suya. Northern Lakes the other way. Landon Hardy. With the 3-0 here and a minute left to go. That fourth line sees some time here for Northern Lakes. East Grand Forks whistled down icing, 35.3 left to go. Here's our play of the game. And our play of the game brought to you by Minnesota Rusco and Companies. They're your hometown remodelers.
Good position of the power play. Simple play, getting the puck in the net. Outnumber the opposition down low. Have one of your goal scorers finish it off, and that's exactly what they did. Jace Panzer right there. They put a heck of a schedule. They put all the big dogs. They lost 5 of their first 7 hockey games. They were one of the preseason picks. Not only to get here, but to have a chance to win this tournament. And they never stopped believing. They're playing their best hockey down the stretch. They had that incredible win. Everybody knows how hard it is to beat Warroad in a section final. They did that. Boy, they played with a lot of poise tonight.
Yeah, some of those tough games you may have mentioned, Kevin. They tied Orono, beat Montevideo, lost to St. Thomas Academy, lost 6-3 to Moorhead. They lost to St. Cloud Cathedral. Of course, they played Warroad a couple of times. They played Roseau. They played Thief River Falls. Mentioned they played the 2 top teams in North Dakota, the 2 Grand Forks clubs, Red River and Grand Forks Central. So they do play some heavy hitters, and that always, of course, helps you get ready for this stage here. You see the green wave. Head coach Tyler Palmasino.
that matchup Friday afternoon with Hibbing Chisholm taking on East Grand Forks. That is going to be a really interesting contest. Two big dogs.
Yeah, an all-northern affair.
Two 1-8ers, man. That's a hockey IQ, as my good friend Joe Cranston over at River Falls always talks about. And they showed tonight excellent effort by East Grand Forks. Special teams were dominant, 2 power play goals, and victory, perfect penalty kill, and a sophomore goaltender. It just came down to this big stage and shut out a really quality team from Northern Lakes.
East Grand Forks climbs their way above 500 here with this victory. 3-0, 14-13 and 2, and there's Northern Lakes falling to 19-10 and 1.
Yeah, they also had a great game. Yeah. I mean, they really, you look back at their schedule, they also played great teams like Warroad and Cathedral. Think about this, they scored 29 goals in their 3 section games, and you got Mike Randolph there at the helm. This guy has been so good for high school hockey in Minnesota for so long.
And he's seen it all.
728 wins, could you imagine? That just blows me away. And this kid's battled hard from the drop of the puck and came out, had that physical edge to their game. They just couldn't sustain it. It felt like East Grand Forks got a little stronger as this one went on. And it wasn't decided to the late stages. The empty net goal makes it look like it was a comfortable win for East Grand Forks. I don't think they ever really felt comfortable until that third puck went in.
They are going to lose some seniors in Drew Malbeck and Wyatt Balmer. Does Northern Lakes. Let's talk about our prime performance brought to you by the College of St. Benedict and St. John's University. More to explore. It's Jace Van Elps.
Yeah, smart hockey player. I watched him tonight without the puck, where he was able to go and create space. And little details to his game. Take a hit, give a hit. That type of mentality served him well. A lot of hockey sense on this team. This is a team that, yes, is well coached, but these kids look like they know how to play the game the right way, and it showed up in the biggest moments in this game, specifically on those special teams.
Jace Van Epps with a goal. He had 5 shots on goal. That goal was on power play, and here we go. Let's go downstairs. Van Epps is with us now on the bench. Jace, Jim Erickson, and Kevin Gorg up here. Jace, first of all, congratulations. What was the compete level like on the ice here in this game? It really seemed like it was high intensity from the very beginning.
Yeah, no doubt. They came out, they're kind of hammering us around, and, you know, I think we finally got into it, and then almost took us to the third there. I mean, great kill. I mean, just a big group effort. Noah Shinley standing on his head again, and, yeah, just very proud of this group.
Chase, it sure looked like from up here that you guys got stronger as the game went on. You mentioned the physical play that Northern Lakes had, but how were you guys able to stay in such condition, not just tonight, but all year long, to have that strength play?
I mean, I think it just starts in practice and, like, even the off-season, just going hard in the weight room. I mean, just getting us prepared. Like, we train all season just for this exact week, and boys are definitely ready for sure.
Jace, tell us about your goal. Do you remember that back in the second period after the scoreless first period ends up being the game winner?
Yeah, I mean, great poise by Hunter, just on the point, giving it to Cole, and then Cole Schmiedenberg, I mean, he's always out front, and just right spot, right time, I guess.
Your power play is going to get part of the headlines tonight, and rightfully so, but tell me about that 5-minute penalty kill, because you're in a spot there where you're protecting a 2-goal lead. That is the hockey game. What was discussed, and how did it go so well for your club?
I mean, we're just don't give them anything. Track hard. I mean, just trust the guys around us, and I think our team's pretty good on the penalty kill. I mean, we almost played more aggressive when we're on the kill, which is, it's good. It's just proud of this group again. Like.
All right, Jace, congratulations. Enjoy that can of WD-40. I think you're getting it as the greasy player of the game down there with Coach Palmasino, and we'll see you on Friday. Good job.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Jace Van Epps does it all for this team. He's a shot blocker. He's a power play goal scorer, and doing a fantastic job in the post-game interview. And we're all done. Good job, Kevin.
Fun stuff. What a great start to the tournament. We still have 3 more days like this. I'm all in.
Well, don't go anywhere because we still have the post-game show. Joe and Tom to wrap it up here from the XL Energy Center, and to look ahead to tomorrow as well. East Grand Forks moving on.
Welcome to Volkswagen of Duluth.
From our no-commission sales team to our transparent video maintenance, you are our priority. As you explore, you'll feel the excitement and confidence that comes with driving a Volkswagen. From the North Shore down to Canal, discover Duluth in a whole new way. Come visit us. Your adventure starts with Volkswagen of Duluth.
Lake Superior College is a top choice.
LSC is my top choice for its affordability.
LSC is my top choice for student support services.
LSC is my top choice for the caring faculty.